What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rear Review, and I'm your host, Warbucks. And today we're going to talk about the movie Tarot. All right, so just to give you a little brief history, I am really into zodiac signs. I'm a Taurus myself. So, when I first actually started watching this movie, that was kind of my little connection to it. Um, and I've got into my brief history with horror movies. You know. So actually, there was a time where I wasn't really into horror movies like that. Only because of just the fact of the matter that when I was kind of growing up, kind of somewhere in the early 2000s, there was like a long string of terrible horror movies. Like, man, it was just like really, really bad. I would go to the theaters and I would start watching it, and about halfway through it, I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to go to sleep. Some of them I did actually go to sleep on. I was like, yo, what's going on with horror movies? Now I knew there were good horror movies in existence. I had seen some of the classics, so I already knew. But it just kind of felt like there was a long period of time where they were just making really bad horror movies. Now, in that long period, there were some good horror movies. There were low key little indie films um, that I think I sought out and found that some people put me on. And so just seeing stuff online of people hyping up certain movies, and I went to go see them, and they were good. It's just they were few and far between at that time. So but I feel like right now, currently in this state, we're in like horror movies are dominating right now. I kind of feel like it's a little bit low key because it's not like they're like the most biggest blockbuster type movies. Some of them have been, but horror movies don't typically are not known to do like crazy amount of numbers. You know what I'm saying? But we're definitely in the horror movie era right now. I mean, any type of movie from like Sinners, Weapons, all of these movies are doing numbers and they're getting a lot of praise and a lot of push. And there's a bunch of other movies that have been done independently, horror movies that have been doing numbers and are getting a lot of praise by the fans. So we're definitely in a horror movie era. So it's pretty cool. So um but anyway, so like I said, I'm into zodiac signs. I don't believe every single thing on the internet about zodiac signs, but it is a lot of things that I've noticed that is pretty accurate, that's pretty spot on. You know what I'm saying? So when I first seen this and they started talking about that, I was like, okay, cool. This is something I can connect to, something I can get into because of that. And so with that said, we're gonna go ahead and just get straight into the movie. So the movie Terror pretty much starts off with a group of friends. I believe it's like seven of them, and they all kind of get an Airbnb to celebrate one of the friends' birthday. I think it was the girl, and I think she's like our main character. Even in a setting of a group of people, there's always a certain group of people that are kind of like our core stars of the movies and supporting stars, co-stars, and everybody else is just kind of there along for the ride. They'll be in the movie, they'll be talking, but the story kind of normally centers around a certain specific person and maybe two other people as well. They kind of get a little bit more story, a little bit more notice. They usually live longer than the other characters in the movie. So that's kind of how that typically goes. But anyway, you got a group of like seven friends. They get an Airbnb at this mansion that they rent out, and they go out there. But it's really not a lot to do. I think they're just drinking and just hanging out. Just try to have a good time with each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking now that they're kind of getting older in school, they don't really have a lot of time where they really get to spend with each other. And so they're kind of getting together to celebrate and get together. Two of the characters, the male and a female, have just broken up, so it's kind of like real awkward kind of tension between them within the group of people. And so to break kind of the awkwardness, because like they're all kind of breaking up and having little side conversations about the breakup. I believe the girl tells him, "Hey, we broke up." The guy says, "Yo, we broke up," and they all, how guys and girls have their different variations of stories on why they broke up, and how they're dealing with it. And a lot of times either both or one of them will be lying about that they're over it. I think the guy was acting like it wasn't nothing, even though he was bothered by it. And, she was admitting to her girls that she was hurt. It's a lot of cliche things going on in this movie from the beginning. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of this movie, as I was watching it, I was predicting it, and it happened exactly the way it is because they were just pulling out all the cliche stops of horror movies. So the movie so they all get together, and to kind of break the tension of the whole breakup and everything, they all start saying, hey, yeah, I think they find like a old box of cards in the Airbnb. And what the girl, who I believe it's her birthday, and also I believe she's also the one who is breaking up with the guy, or has broken up with the guy. They ask her to read the cards because she kind of does that already. She does readings and all that good stuff. That's kind of her thing. And so the box set that she breaks out is zodiac signs. And it kind of mix zodiac signs along with tarot cards that you read people with. And so you kind of like with this box set, you kind of mix it together to kind of read people's future using their zodiac signs. And so that's where my connection kind of came in when I saw that. And so basically she starts to read each, and this is another, like, this is one of them plot convenient devices that they put in there. Every single one of the people there all had a different zodiac sign to read, like, conveniently. It's like nobody had the same zodiac sign. It's like, really? Come on now. So, she breaks out, she does the Aquarius, the Leo, the Taurus, and all this. She's hitting all the different zodiac signs with every single friend conveniently put there for plot device. So they all got a different reading. And each reader, she's connecting the zodiac sign with the tarot card, and she reads everybody. I believe she does a reading on everybody except herself. And so she does, so that means about 6 of her friends all get a reading of zodiac signs. And so and there's 6 zodiac signs within the year. So there you go. Everybody gets a reading. Because I believe they all kind of have half of each month, 2 halves of each month, which covers 6 out of 12. So they cover 2 halves of each month. So that's 2 all the way down to 12. So 6 zodiac signs. So, but anyway, so she does her reading of everybody. Her boyfriend, or her ex-boyfriend at the time, he is he's against the whole thing. Like, he's like, yo, let's not do it. But everybody else is kind of like, yo, let's do it. It'll be fun. Nobody truly believes in it, except I believe the girl who actually does it, because she's just into that whole world. And the guy who doesn't believe in it, I don't know if he really doesn't believe in it, or is he just kind of a little bit in denial about the whole thing, just doesn't want to believe in it. I mean, his whole energy is kind of given that. That's why I said that, because it's not given like, oh, I just don't believe in it confidently. It kind of comes off like he don't want to believe in it. Don't even, it's just like, yo. So, but anyway, uh, he says that she gives everybody a reading, and then I believe like the very next day, everybody goes back to campus. These are all college kids, and one of the character, uh she goes down in the basement, and she dies. She's killed. And so she's killed the way she's killed by the thing that the card predicted that she said she would die in. And so after that happens, they kind of get together to talk about how she died. And I believe the main character, which is the girl who did the reading, she tries to tell everybody that she believes that she was killed in a way that she believes that the predictions on the card are coming true, and that she died like that, and that they all might die like that. And so, but of course, I don't think everybody, I think most of the people are kind of against it. Maybe one person might be a little bit on her side, but her ex-boyfriend definitely says, yo, she just died. It was just an accidental death. Like, stuff just happens. And so I can kind of see that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the world, we currently live in. You know what I'm saying? Unless you've seen something that you felt some type of supernatural experiment, realistically, you're going to think, well, she just died. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of see that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Especially since they didn't see her die. So why would they I mean, there was some hints that kind of assumed that some crazy things might have happened because it was kind of a weird death. But anyway, after they regroup, another character, male character, goes down into the train station and then he dies. He gets hit by a train or something down there in the train station. And now this one is kind of a spot on. Now everybody can't help but question. I believe this is an old train station that don't even have trains running it anymore, and he gets ran over by a train. So it's like it's kind of blatant at this point that they're all dying now the way she predicted, because as two people have died now in the way of the prediction, now mostly everybody's believed it except the ex-boyfriend. He's still on the fence. He's just thinking, at this point he's clearly in denial. If he ever believed it at one point, he don't want to believe that some supernatural like this could really exist. He's a scared. You can hear it in his voice, you can tell his demeanor. So the acting in this is kind of shaky, by the way. These characters, it's like, yo, I feel like I could have walked on set and been in this dang movie with no acting training, the way these guys were acting in this movie. But anyway, so the moment that she even read everybody's thing, I was like, they gonna probably die in order and die the way that she's throwing these cars out. That was my first prediction off top. You know what I'm saying? And it happened exactly like that. I mean, as I'm watching the movie, I'm just calling this shit out casually like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a movie goer. I watch movies, so I know how this shit goes. Like I said, they were pulling out all the oldest cliche movie tropes that you could find in the bag. So I believe after the second death, they look up a lady online that is a well known, like serious, that a lot of people believe really knows her stuff. They go look her up and then they try to go find her, and they do find her, and they ask her for help because they feel like they're all in danger, their lives are in danger because she did a reading on all of them. And so they feel like they're all gonna die in this order that is put together. So they go talk to her. She decides to, she tries to help them as much as she can, and then she goes through the history of the tarot cards that they have, and she says that what really happened is back in the day, a witch um got called forward by, I think, a king at that time and told to kind of like, you know, kind of predict the future or whatever. And when she did a reading on them, uh on the king, the reading that she did pretty much killed like his wife and kid or whatever at the time. And so to get revenge on her, the king had her daughter killed. And so in that, she was so pissed off that she did this whole thing where, she put a hex on the king or whatever to kill him, kill all them, and then she killed herself. And when she did that, I think she like trapped her soul or whatever in these cards. And that's where the whole little thing came from. So now her soul is just hunting everybody and getting every. Anytime you read these cards, you pretty much set off a chain of killing everybody. And so anyway, so the movie continues. They decide now they're gonna burn the cards. So they leave the girl and they drive away, but their car breaks down. And when their car breaks down, people start to freak out. One of the girls, she gets out, goes off on her own, and she ends up dying the way she's predicted. Whatever the card they had, that kills her. um, Another one of the friend, I think he goes off into the elevator. Now, I remember this guy for two reasons. One, he has my zodiac sign, and two, which is Taurus, and two, this guy is actually the only character I recognize from the very beginning of the movie because he was in Marvel's Spider-Man Homecoming. He's actually the number 2 to Spider-Man. He's the guy in the room. He kind of looks Samoan. kind of like low shaved or bald head. Cool dude. You know, when you see him in person, he dresses, you know, with swag. You know what I'm saying? Like like he leaned more towards black culture, you know, towards African American culture. He dressed kind of with African American like swag, cool dressed. And so, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of times when you meet a lot of different cultures, they're either leaning towards this way or that way, depending on where they go to school and just who they gravitate naturally to. And so he kind of seemed like he hung out with black kids growing up the way he dressed. So, he has the Taurus sign, and he's actually more of like the comedic. He's our comedic character in the movie, the person that we kind of lean on for jokes and all that stuff. You kind of see it from the moment he comes in. He's our comedic guy, and so I believe he kind of gets trapped into an elevator. But like in the scene of him dying, I knew he did not die because they didn't even show his death. Like this is movie 101, not just horror movie, any movie 101. If we don't actually physically see you die, you did not die. You know what I'm saying? You did not die. If you've ever seen Power, when they tried to kill off the main villain in the second season, you see Ghost lighting the fire all around 50 Cent's body, but we don't actually see 50 Cent actually physically die. I knew that nigga Kanan was coming back later on in the season, and he did. Because that's a movie trope. If we don't physically see you die, you didn't die yet. That's just how that works. Now, if they never show you again, then hey, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you really did die. But 9 times out of 10, if they don't show you actually blow up, catch on fire, get shot in the head or something, man, come on now. Why would they not show it? It just doesn't even make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a rated R movie, you still alive. So anyway, they did that with him. They didn't show him die in the elevator, and of course, later on in the movie, I think at the end, he saves somebody and he comes back. Spoiler alert. Which, hell, if you watching this, you should already know I'm here to spoil everything anyway. I'm telling you the whole movie. So if you're mad, hey, you know, get glad. That's all I gotta say. So anyway, so yeah, we got our character that the only person we really know who has done something major outside of this movie. But anyway, as the story continues, we're kind of down to like, of course, our starring characters, the people that the movie seems to be centered around, the only people that actually have a conflict in this movie, which is the main girl and the guy that's her ex-boyfriend. And so, in the process of everything, you know, they get back to a house and then they try to burn the cards, which that doesn't work. They realize they can't burn the cards. So I believe that her and her boyfriend are there together. They're alone. They're the only two left. It's believed that our bald Taurus guy is dead. R.I.P. Rest in paradise, or really you still alive, really. But anyway, so you know, they just showing the couple now, and you know, they're of course they put them together to hash out their differences. So and they're really there hashing out. They have a whole argument and all this good stuff. And after they hash out their differences, I believe they kind of like I think they kind of go their separate ways or whatever. But the devil card kind of snatches up him because I believe that's who he got. It snatches him up and snatches him away, and that's how they go their separate ways. Actually, unplanned. But anyway, so the girl, like her way of kind of end up stopping the person is she does a reading on the witch that's trapped into the cards, and when she does the reading on them, she pulls up the actually no. Okay, so before all of this, the girl that they went to go get help from, she attempts to help them by trying to tap into some reading, but what ends up happening is the witch lady, the little demon, she does a reading on her, and then she gets her killed. So now the only person that can really help them, that has strong psychic powers with doing the cards is killed by the main witch. And so, of course, now it's left to our main character to take her out, as she does. You know what I'm saying? After her boyfriend gets swept up by the devil and gets taken away, she does a reading on the witch and she kills the witch. Well, she doesn't kill the witch, but she basically forces the witch to go ahead and let everything go. And when she lets everything go, the devil lets go of her ex-boyfriend. They reconcile and decide to get back together. Actually, the Samoan brother, I think he's Samoan. Don't quote me on that. He looks Samoan, and I apologize if you are, but he shows back up to save somebody, and which that wasn't really no big twist when he showed up. Like I said, they didn't even show him die. So, but anyway, so he shows up, saves somebody right at the very end, and then it's them three alive, and they stop the whole thing, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. So, uh, basically, this movie, it wasn't really all that good. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, this movie is quite forgetful, quite predictable. Even the deaths and everything. This movie kind of looks very low budget. Um, you know, it's not really all that scary. I don't remember jumping or feeling any type of tension or any type of thrills at any point. Uh, the movie lacks originality, creativity. It lacks horror. It lacks fright. It lacks better acting. It lacks a lot of different things. Could have been better, better graphics in the deaths. The deaths could have been more gruesome, more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think this movie might have been PG-13, and so it was like the deaths were just like barely even. It wasn't really even showing them that well. Like that was another part that was messing up the movie. If you're gonna do a horror movie where people are dying, you kind of want to make it rated R and just go all the way in. What's the point of PG-13? Like, this is not a family film. You know what I'm saying? This is a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to create horror, you gotta have bloody deaths and tension. That's why people come to see these movies. You know what I'm saying? We come to see people dying, and that's why people watch Fantastic Four, because they want to see people dying and getting their heads ripped off in different ways. Imagine watching a Final Destination movie and it's PG-13 or PG. Like, what in the world's going on here? You in the theater mad it's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, huh? We came in here to see blood and heads get ripped off. Imagine watching Saw and it's PG-13. Like, come on, man. People literally watch Saw for the gruesome deaths and the twists that come in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just doesn't make any sense. So Terrence suffers from that by trying to make this, by having these half A deaths. You know what I'm saying? We never go half A on the deaths. You gotta go full A. Gotta go full A when we talking deaths, man. Never. I'm trying to keep it clean because we try to get monetized. You understand me? But anyway, so but yeah. So anyway, all in all, if I had to give this movie a popcorn bucket score, I'm giving it a 1, man. Like, this movie was a waste of time. It really is. It's not too much here to enjoy about this movie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even my connection to it with the zodiac signs gets kind of thrown to the back. It doesn't really get really hardly used. The deaths suck. I mean, it's very predictable. This movie is just kind of point. There's really no point in really watching this movie unless, you know what I'm saying, unless you just ain't never seen a movie before and this is your first one. You're gonna get some entertainment out of it because you ain't never seen the movie before. But outside of that, don't waste your time, man. As always, it's your boy Warbucks, man. I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate y'all showing us some love, man. To all my fans, I'm out.